Well, hello there, true art believers, and welcome to tonight's live art stream. This is Pierson here. Hope you're doing well tonight. This is day five. No. 472. 472 of 500 days of drawing, and we'll be doing some portraits today. I hope you're doing well, and let's get started, shall we? Let's get it on, man. Let's get this. Do it in 30 minutes. If all else fails, I'm gonna just do one portrait study, one portrait like grid study, not grid study, but like structural study. So let's get the right brush here, get my hard edge. Let's make sure we got this, and then get the right size brush. Double check to see if it's whoops. Zip, zip, zip. There we go. Good. Make it smaller like that. I think that'd be good. And we're doing a blue undertone. And yeah, let's get this started, man. We're doing face number 12 of the 100 heads challenge. I wish I could do 2 drawings, but I might just end up doing one and maybe doing another one later on. Okay, let's see. There we go. Okay, let's start it, man. All right, let's start this one. We're gonna take it slow. So start out with a circle for the cranium, right? Okay, start with a circle, and this one's gonna be an easy one today. And a line to express the center of the head. Now, I am going to do a little bit of construction here. I'm going to make a square, or kind of like a square, close enough, like that. And this is supposed to represent the scalp. This is supposed to represent like the edge of the nose, maybe, supposedly. And right here is the brow line. The eyes are slightly underneath it, and then you have your nose in this area. This usually represents the height of the ear. We're going to remove this area. Now what we're going to do is we're going to just draw where I think the bottom of the chin is. So that's going to be roughly this distance here. So this is roughly where the bottom of the chin should be. Generally, it's not set in stone. I might make it a little bit longer just because, like that. You can always change it. So now we're going to kind of do a not generic chin shape. We're going to try to get the shape of the individual that I'm drawing. Yeah. All right, let's draw our chin. She's got a pretty symmetrical chin. All right, I think that's okay. Maybe I could trim off this side right here a little bit. And let's go ahead and I'm not going to worry about adjusting things at the moment. Let's go ahead and kind of draw a shape for a nose. And then a little box shape here. Let's draw a kind of circular shape for her nose here. She does have kind of like a boxy nose. It really is kind of triangular, quite honestly. And she's making a kind of like a facial expression. She's kind of making a goofy face. I don't really know how to explain it other than she's just doing kind of like she has some facial expressions happening here. All right. I think I drew her nose a little long. All right, so we're gonna kind of adjust that. And as I said, she does have a blocky nose on her, and that's not like I'm not critical about it. Just got like a very triangular, very pronounced nose. It might be the lighting that's causing that. I don't know. And let's go ahead and let's try to at least get her eyes kind of in here. It's kind of weird. She's got a little bit of a curve here. I think I need to trim off a little bit more of her head, showing more trim off the side of her temple a little bit, because that needs to be trimmed out. I probably could stand to make her face a little bit thinner, so that could be trimmed out a little bit more. And I think that looks a little bit better. Yeah, something like that. It's okay to make adjustments. I'm going to be. It's okay to make adjustments. I don't think it's that angular at the bottom, but it is. It does have a little bit of an angle. Okay. Now let's go ahead and. Yeah, I think that looks good. And then, yikes. Still struggling here. It still looks weird. I know why. Okay, here's why it looks weird. This eye needs to be moved forward. Cut. I need to move that eye. So that eye needs to be moved a little bit more right here. And then I think that's closer to where her eye needs to be, because her eye needs to be, oops. It needs to be intersecting right around here, and I didn't have that. That's a little bit better. It's what it means is I need to trim. I probably need to push down her eye. I can't tell. Like, I think I have the placement of her eye off. Let's do that again. Let's move her eye. Move her eye down. Something like that. Now let's merge down. And now, because of that, everything needs to be shifted. That's the problem with me. I can't seem to get my proportions correct at the very beginning. I notice things as I start going. I start noticing where I'm misplacing my shape or my form, and so now this gap needs to be trimmed off a little bit. And I probably don't have her eyes shaped correctly. There's the spot here. Let's remove all this information here. Yeah, that's what happens when she makes it. When think about making these weird like faces, I struggle with that. But then again, it's like new to me. I haven't drawn portraits in forever, or portraits like this in forever. So I'm struggling getting the scale, and I'm just struggling, like trying not to mess up, man. For real, for real, man. And then let's go ahead and get the other side of her face. I can't tell whether or not her other eyebrow is raised down a little bit. I feel like it's kind of tilting down, but I can't really tell. Wow. Notice how I've trimmed down her face by a lot. Like it was, I keep pushing her head in more and more because I made her face I started out too large and everything else. Well, I didn't start out too large, but like my scaling of everything else was off. I think I just started out with the wrong mentality with this drawing. And let's go ahead and work on this side of our eye here. Yeah, I think this other eye's going down a little. It's she's kind of tilting it down a little bit. She's making a facial expression a little bit, and I feel like I can raise this up just a smidge, and maybe her eyebrows kind of does something like this, where it kind of raises up a little bit. And then this other side. Oh boy, this is rough. I am having a heck of a time. Everything, really. Yeah, so I'm just gonna fiddle around with it and see where it takes me, because right now I'm struggling. It's just weird making a facial expression. Like, it doesn't feel natural to me. Hmm. I don't know, bud. I don't know if it's working out. We're just gonna keep fiddling around with it and see where it takes us. So I think maybe her nose needs to be raised up a little bit. If I were to do a measurement here, so her nose, her hair needs to be brought down a little bit. Her mouth, let's see here. Chin could be brought up just a smidge. I think I'm making her face too wide too. So I probably could trim her face a little bit again. Okay. Let's work on this. Let's see what we can do. And let's correct some of these things a little bit. And, let's go ahead and see. We're gonna see what we can do now. Okay, now that we have something to work with, I'm gonna go ahead and make corrections, and we're gonna go and tighten up some of this stuff. I'm gonna draw over everything. Okay. Okay. Now this eyebrow, there is, I think I'm having a hard time with it because I can't tell if it's tilting down or if it's horizontal. I feel like it's pretty straight up, like pretty horizontal, and that's kind of been like that's kind of challenging right now because we got this eyebrow here that's horizontal, but it's not horizontal. If you know what I'm saying. So it's straight up and down, and she's making like a doing like a facial expression here. Okay, and then there's probably a bigger gap happening right here than I was accounting for. So this is, she's making a little bit, she's scaling a little bit. So it's a little bit of a mark making here. It tapers in more. It's kind of, all right. So I feel like her eye needs to be brought in a little bit more. First, let's get this nose kind of established. And then this side tilts up a little bit more, it feels like. Like this one's a little bit more smooth, but I feel like this other side tilts up a little bit because she's making a little bit of a facial expression. So there's this part of her mouth that's kind of shrugging upwards from that facial expression that she's making. So let's make this a little bit more transparent. Right. And we're gonna keep working on this actually. We're just gonna work on it the entire time. I wish I could go faster, but like I'm trying my best to kind of capture the likeness of the character. And I'm just not that good at doing it immediately, especially digitally. I'm really slow on the digital media. It's just, I don't know why. Like even after doing it for so long, it still doesn't feel like intuitive for me, and I don't know if it ever will be. And that's kind of frustrating with having that kind of knowledge, where like I feel like I'm never going to get accustomed to it, even though I've been really practicing with the media, like with the program, right? I've really been trying, or perhaps I haven't. Maybe I haven't been practicing as hard as I'd like to. Who knows? But I still feel like it's just foreign to me. All right, so here we go. There is here. There we go. I think something like that, and then maybe her nose kind of does a little bit of that. Not like that. And then there's that area right there. Kind of make a little mark there. Okay. So now let's go to the other eye. And this eye is more open, it feels. And this eye kind of it tilts down, like it's small, it's closed more. So we're gonna move the eye down here. Yeah, I think that looks a little bit more like what her eye looks like um, with regards to the photo. And then I feel I can't tell with the photo, but I feel like the her eyebrow is literally tilting downwards on the on this side. Um, so we're gonna go ahead and try to render that, or at least through line. All right, let's get the lady's eye right here. So I feel like it's tilting downward. You know? And let's go ahead and try to render that. So the eye, this eye right here, it kind of has this, and I think it also feels like this eyebrow is bigger. I think maybe because it's just more in shadow. You know, more in shadow. So it feels like it's bigger, even though it probably isn't. Or maybe it is, who knows? I really can't tell where her eyebrow and where this shape. I feel like it's doing that, but I can't really tell because it's so dark in this area of her photo. So I'm kind of stuck having to guess what's happening with the side here. I would have to zoom into the photo to really know what's happening. I might be able to do that in a little bit, but right now I can't. And the hair, does something like that. There's some more hair right here. And then I think I need to bring this hair down a little bit lower down. I think it's a little bit closer. And then now let's go ahead and let's see here. We got this shift in her mouth. I think what's happening is she's like making a duck face. I guess that's what you call it. And I made her I think it's called a duck face. I think that's what they call it, duck face. They like she pouting her lips out, a little bit. Something like that. Notice how I moved up her lips already. Like they're already up a little bit more. Because now I'm spending a little bit more time like observing her face, and so that's what I'm doing. Okay, now let's get her bottom lip. Try to. And then right here, there's a little bit of a whatever, and then right here, her face is doing like a Joker thing. And then some other stuff happening here. Right here, the expression. She's making some. And then there's right underneath here, we got that value mark there. And I think her hair is pretty much in a good place. Let's kind of get this. I think I didn't give her a big enough chin, or maybe let's give her a bigger chin. And then maybe bring this line down. Very, very, like, I'm just. I think something like this might be good. I don't think I did this right. I think this, she looks more like Jay Leno, but it's more straight. It's more just like, it's more like that. Okay. Okay. Really? So right now, what I'm having trouble with is my Photoshop is locking out. There we go. Zoom in here. Okay. So I think what needs to be done is kind of trim this off. If you're wondering, like, oh, she's making a funny face. She really is. She really is making a funny face, and this is really what I'm kind of seeing with regard to her face. And since there's reflective light happening underneath her chin, it's kind of hard to discern where her chin begins and where the bottom of her neck is, because there's this reflective light happening here, and that's what I'm struggling with at the moment. Like, where does her chin begin? Where does the bottom of her neck begin? And that's what I'm just kind of fiddling around with. And that's one of the things that the problem is doing just a line drawing. Like, you have to kind of define those forms, you know. And her hair does kind of come up here, little hair here, kind of does more hair stuff there. Her neck, I think I need to give her draw her chin. I think that's pretty good. Her left side, this side right here, is a little bit more pronounced because this one's a little bit rounded out. It's probably because of her facial expression. So this one's a little bit. I probably gave her more of an angle than I need to, but I'm going to do this simply because it makes it easier. She doesn't have that defined jaw, but I think this side is softer than this side. Not by a lot, though. And then right here, her neck. Draw her neck here, and then her trap. There we go. And let's go ahead and let's get her hair in there. That chin right there makes her look like a dude. That's not what we want, though. We need to fix that. From afar, it makes her look like a dude. No joke. Maybe a little softer. I think helped a little bit. Um, the eyebrows. Give her some high, like a little bit of like high cheeks, a little bit. I think that might help with the. I don't know. Kind of, sorta. Kind of, sorta. Kind of doesn't help. Kind of does. Just trying to mess around here. Oh yeah, I messed her up. All kinds of things. Her lips were way too like. Yeah. Oh whatever. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You try and you try and you try. You're just gonna have to keep better, like do better next time, man. Okay. Wow. I kind of made her more like a character of herself. All the proportions are off. Her forehead, like, I need to make this a lot smaller. Maybe this is okay, but her nose is too big. Her mouth is too big. The forehead's too small. That's what I'm noticing. Just right off the bat, after I did this. So I'm learning a lot, really. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and just play around. For about, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. But the good thing is when you're doing these portraits and such, it's okay to make mistakes. Like I just realized what I did wrong, and you know, there's going to be these days where you do really, really good work and days that you're not. And I just need to focus. I think one of my things I need to kind of start focusing on is like proportions and scale and getting everything kind of really dialed in. And I struggle with that unless the. And I was my for this one, my concern was how am I going to get how am I going to get like the my main concern at this point was what can I do, like how am I going to get the proportions or the face the way that I want it, like because I was really concerned about getting that facial expression or at least getting it close. That was my concern for this one, so I was really concerned about that, you know. I was less concerned about, oh, the proportions, and so I need to figure out how I can balance this stuff out. You know, where what I need to be focusing on, like how can I do both simultaneously? Um, because I'll admit, like I haven't done this stuff in such a long time, like that it's very foreign to me, and so like I do mess up often, and that's why I'm doing this 100 head challenge. Is because I hope that by the time I get to that 100 head, I'll have something. I'll have grown to some extent. There will be some growth there, you know, right? And that's gonna be really major for me. If I grow and improve in some form during this 100 head challenge, I'll be very happy, you know, and in a sense that I'll be able to like, who knows. So I'm just kind of messing around. Just playing around here. I'm not really focusing on like, oh, let's make the best drawing that we can. I'm just kind of playing around and seeing where I can get what I can be doing to improve. Yeah, just having fun with it a little bit, you know. That's essentially what I'm trying to do with this. Just have a little bit of fun and try to take each experience and try to apply it to the next drawing, you know. So the last one, the last drawing I did, I really, I think the line drawing was really well done, or at least parts of it were really done well. The proportions were done well, except for like one of the eyes. But then I kind of tried to rush the adding value thing, and so in this one, I'm trying to go a little bit slower. I want to go a little bit slower this time, and see where it takes me. I wish I could go faster. Right? I wish I could speed it up. But I'm trying to take my time on these and really focus on slowing it down and just getting better in that sense. Because we're always, as artists, we want to, we tend to kind of, some artists, I'm included, myself included, I will get a little impatient, you know? We get a little impatient and we're trying to rush things. Like already, I know what I'm doing wrong is I didn't set up a layer for this hair, right? And I know that that's not, you don't want to do that when you're doing drawings like this. You want to set up layers for everything separately, right? I know that for a fact, right? I know you need to be doing that at the very beginning, not later on. This is making this is like shadowed, right here, shadowed. Right here, I think I made her cheek a little wide on the side, right? And that's fine too. And then all right, let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit and kind of play around with the airbrush and soften things up. All right, just kind of soften things up. And see how I do with that by softening up the forms. Maybe you need to darken this up a little bit. So that's what I'm doing. Is like I'm trying to treat each one of these studies as a way to grow and improve. Because that's really what I want. If I want to get better at this stuff, I really do. Like I feel like I'm massively underprepared, massively ill-equipped for a lot of this stuff, and I feel like I should have already had this stuff. Like I think I should have already had this ingrained in my drawing. Like this should have already been like I should have already been doing this stuff from the get-go. But I was naive, right? I guess naive and probably naive and unwilling to change and improve. And yeah, now that the reason why I'm talking now is because I'm kind of, before I was really concerned about getting everything right. Now that I looked at saw what I did wrong and what needs to be done differently, I'm not concerned anymore. I saw what I saw my flaws. Like I saw, okay, everything's off. There are certain things that are really good, right? Like I think I got the angle of the expression pretty close. The scale of everything's off, and so I noticed that was off. And now that I know that that's off, I don't need to worry about it. It's like there's a load off my shoulders has been removed. Like I don't have to worry about making any errors anymore, because I've already looked at them and seen what I've done wrong. And now that I know what I've done wrong, I'm not going to spend my time correcting it. I'm going to try to be more mindful in the next drawing, but these are just studies, right? And that's what you're supposed to do. Like every one of these studies, you're supposed to get a little better, right? And that's the goal, the end goal out of all of this, is to try to improve a little bit at a time, and hope that your efforts yield some sort of return, right? Return from it. And so that's what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to just improve and get better at these things. I admire some of these artists that I see on Instagram. My gosh, dude, they're able to like just they're able to like see form so easily. And I thought I was pretty good at seeing form and getting proportions right. Turns out I'm like amateur hour, like I'm just totally amateur hour. And so like after watching some of these artists, I'm like, my gosh, I'm a little bit on the weak sauce. I need to step it up a bit on all of this, right? I need to step it up, and that's okay, man. It's okay to have your flaws and make mistakes. I think, and if you're young, man, you got it. You got a lot of time. I'm older, and I'm still learning and still trying to get better. There's certain things I'm pretty good at. There's other things I'm not so good at, right? And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that knowledge, as long as I try to move forward in some manner with my art. I think I'm happy. I think I'll be happy as long as I'm able to kind of propel my artworks in some degree forward and to get better to some degree. Always seeking some sort of excellence in my art, and that's what I'm trying to do, is just improve. Bit by bit, right? And if I can get a little bit better each time, I think I'll be well. There we go. Yeah, so one thing I've done wrong is I've exaggerated her eyes. Her irises are larger. Her eyes are bigger. I just kind of made everything like a caricature of herself, and I guess that's okay. I guess it's okay. As long as you know that you did that, right? I guess it's okay if you know that you did that wrong, right? If you don't notice those errors after the fact, then maybe it wouldn't be it would be bad. But like the fact that I see them now after doing the work, I can go ahead and think about like, okay, how can I improve from that? Over here, move it darker. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I noticed a lot of things I did wrong. Gosh. Okay, now that I've noticed all those things wrong, what I want to do now is let's do one last thing. Let's do a few things. Let's go ahead and just make this eye darker, so at least that the eye works. Make this area real dark, and then go ahead and do something like that. Let's do something like this, right? And this whole area is all messed up, by the way. Oh yeah, all messed up. Oh, all messed up. Now what I want to do now is I just want to play around with the hair brush. Yeah, this looks the best because I kind of spent the most time fiddling around with it. But I want to play around with the hairbrush and see where it takes me. Just kind of get some practice in it. And then we're just going to call it a day. I'll do hair. Yeah, let's going to do that. And let's go ahead and add some brighter parts. Maybe not that bright. So I'm just playing around here and just kind of having a blast here. Not too worried about like messing up. It's okay to kind of just see where everything takes you, right? And just kind of fiddle around with it. All right. Well, that was worthless. Ooh, what's that? Let's see what this does. All right. Let's go. I don't know what I want to do. I think I'm done with it. I might want to. I want to blend. I'm going to blend this area out on her face. I think, and then I'll call it a day. I'm just fiddling around with things at the moment. I'm not really. I mean, I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm trying to capture a likeness, but I'm really just playing around with the brushes and seeing how they kind of work with each other. you know. And as I said, I'm really slow at learning, and so it takes me a real long to kind of get grasp of like how to really capitalize off these features. And I've never really fully understood them, and so the only way to understand them is just kind of to work with them and fiddle around with them and play with them and see what happens, right? I think that's what we should be doing when you're drawing is kind of playing a little bit and experimenting and challenging yourself a little bit each time, but not like um, um, making it so difficult that it becomes like not fun, right? So that's what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to play around and kind of enjoy the moment, the experience to some degree, and yeah, just and let's go ahead and do some other things fun. Got this like hairbrush here. That kind of makes like these appearance of eyelashes or eyebrows. So I'm gonna kind of play around with that and see if I like that. I don't know. That was kind of fun. Who cares? I wish I knew what I was doing. Okay, I'm done. I've passed went past it. What day is this? Number 12? Yeah, or is it number 13? I'm just going to say it's number 12. Anyways, that is it. Let's go ahead and let's assign it, call it a day, because otherwise I can keep fiddling around with it, and it's going to get better, but it's not going to be that much better. I think I've kind of gotten to the point where I've learned what I can learn, and I can try to apply what I've learned in this one to the next one. Um, anyways, that is it for the day. Alrighty. Whew, I like how I learned a lot. I learned a lot. That's good. That is good. So I learned a lot today, and that's all I can say. That's worth it to me. Although it doesn't look like her. Certain things do look like her. Other things don't. Her eyes. Now that I look at it, her eyes are way off proportion. Everything's off. But I think I learned a little bit for this drawing, and that's always a good thing. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's live art stream. Didn't have much to say. I was kind of preoccupied with like just well, trying to do my best, but apparently my best was very flawed. I'm just trying not to suck. That's what I'm trying not to do. Oh man, what a day. Oh man. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you all the best. Have a wonderful night. Cheers.